Aloha, this is Kim. Welcome to my channel, Eye in the Sky. So last week, my sister Michelle, who lives in Connecticut, asked me if I could quickly create some simple junk journals for her daughter, my niece, to gift to 4 seniors on her volleyball team because their senior game night was coming up. And although I didn't have a lot of time, I knew I absolutely wanted to do it. And I had just watched a tutorial on YouTube over on Lene Creates channel, and I will be sure to link her channel in my description box below. And she was doing a junk journal using a manila folder. And that is what I've done today. And you can see the journals in all their beautiful glory. I had a lot of fun with this process. I was able to dig into my paper stash, and the papers I found, I feel like, and I'm sure there's others out there like me, maybe there isn't, but I'm pretty sure there is, because we're all creatives are that way, but pretty much want to hoard all the pretty precious things. And I've been watching Natasha over on her channel, Treasure Books, and she's always talking about how we need to use these pretty precious things, because why wouldn't we? It's just going to sit on a shelf, and this way it can be shared with people who will hopefully love them, and they'll be out in the world basically, and where they need to be, because look at how beautiful they are. And I had a lot of fun with it. And these ribbons, I'm not gonna lie, these are recycled, because I get when I get Happy Mail, I like to save the ribbons, and a lot of them are so pretty, and sometimes I get gifts with pretty ribbons on them, and so I try to save it all rather than throw it away. Because that's what junk journaling is all about, using things that we already have, elevating them to make them even prettier than the first time around. So I will start with the flip through, and I am going to do a flip through of one, and then, because they're all set up the same way as far as the signature, they're all one signature. It's a one signature junk journal. And what I want to do is open up each one so that you can see all the pretty papers that I used, the scrapbook paper, I mean. So without further ado, let's get into the flip through. And so you will see that I gravitate towards blue. Blue is my favorite color. Blue is my hue, and any blue hue is gonna make me happy. And I mean, are you kidding me with this hummingbird? Look at this paper. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but it's like a teal foil on this paper. I mean, hello. And I gasped when I saw this, because I didn't even know I had this paper, and whatever, because a year ago, I wouldn't have used it anyway, because I was still about hoarding the pretty precious things. But I was amazed, and I audibly gasped. And this ribbon goes so well with it. Oh, and I wanted to point out that I did staple this signature, the one signature, into the journal, because I was gonna do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but I thought, you know what, the spine is so skinny that I think I can do this with the staples. And I used my long arm stapler for the first time, and I just want to tell you that my husband is a genius, because he kind of had to help me get going with it, because I wasn't sure, like, if I wanted to get right on the line, and if I was too high or too. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it, because it's bringing back like trauma from our whole thing the other night when I was trying to learn how to use it, and he was trying to explain it to me. And his mind is very logical, so I'm sure he gets really frustrated with me when I question things. But anyway, so this is how it opens up, and then this is basically the setup. And so you'll see this is the file folder, and then it looks like the bottom part is missing, but just the corners are. What I did was I cut those out, and I folded it up to make it a pocket. So you'll see that as we go through this flip through. Just get this set up here so that we are looking at the same things at the same time. Okay, So sometimes with the staple thing though, getting them completely centered is so tricky. But as you can see, I'm rubbing my finger up and down because what I did was I went in to make sure that the staples, the feet part that came through, are sitting flat, so you know nobody can get hurt or anything like that. But a little bit tricky. That's why it's nice that I have this music page, because you know you can't really tell, hopefully. Pretty paper again on the inside flaps. Just such a nice design, and of course it goes with the color of the paper on the outside. And I wasn't technically trying to be like all matchy. Yeah, I was. So when you open it like this, you have the same paper I use on the flaps, I use on the inside, and as you will see, the same applies to the other side, but there is a pocket. And so I tucked a few things in here. Look at this pretty sparkly paper. That needs to be in something, right? And then I used my circle punches. You guys, I was all up in my tools and my supplies. Like, I had a lot of fun. And I tucked these things in. I got these from Temu, like ephemera pads. I'm sure people have seen these. And then, you know, they rip out and you can stick them. You know, they're meant to be stuck into things like this, like to pockets. And that is really the only thing that are going to fit in here. This is not an expandable pocket, and so it cannot be stuffed. But I think the next time I make it, I'm going to try to do the little, you know, expansion here so that you can tuck a few extra things in there, because otherwise this is just a flat pocket. And again, same on the other side. Two more of those little pages from the ephemera book. Just something I was trying to find to stick in here. And again, it's not a super, it's a flat pocket. It cannot be overstuffed. And then this is the main structure of the journal, or what am I saying, structure? Signature of the journal. And so I know it's weird that it opens up this way and it's already to the center of the signature, but I had put it that way because I thought it would be nice to open it. You can't see the pages, but you could literally do it that way, because that is what Lene does in her video, is she takes the pages and she closes it like this, and then you can see the pretty papers and all that, if that was what if you wanted to do. And I thought I would just tuck it in that way, and bulk doesn't really matter. Either way, it's going to be fine. And there are 8 sheets in this signature, so 32 pages on which to create, to write, to do whatever. You know, I thought I left a lot of space for the recipient to get her other teammates to sign it, to add to it, to journal, to paste things in, color in, what have you. So that's basically how these journal pages, I hope, are going to be used. And here's another pretty paper back there on the back part where the pocket is. And the paper I use on the cover is the paper I used on the pockets. So you'll see here as we get a little closer, each journal has a little glassine pack in it, and I put some stickers and little things that I thought they would be able to use in their journal or whatever. They don't have to use it in this journal. And these are really tiny, so I have to make sure I don't like lose them. And then this little thing is coming off. But so I found these Keropi sticky notes that I thought would be cute. You know, the teenage girls and Hello Kitty stuff, or Sanrio stuff, I should say. I always feel like people are into it. My niece knows about Keropi, so I thought, well, her friends must know about it. And then oh, excuse me, I was able to take these out of those ephemera little booklets from Temu. And so that's what that is. And then these are little stickers. they're little elements, and all of them have sakura or cherry blossoms on them. And they're things like lamps and tote bags, key fob, camera, like 15 different little images that they can use, that the person can use in this journal or not. But I just thought it was so cute to be able to put them on one of the pages in here. And again, I don't know the personality of the girls, and so I was trying to stay real open to different color schemes and things like that, and not be so just like, oh, it's a girl, okay, let's go with pink, or let's go with blue, or what have you. I just wanted to kind of leave it open so that hopefully there's a journal in here that meets every girl's personality. And so that's what these are. These were in a package of, so there's 15 designs, 3 of each design, and so what is that, 45 45 stickers. My younger sister, who's the math genius, will probably make a comment that there goes Kimmy again with her math. But anyway, so that's what that is. Oops. Oh, this sticker is getting stuck on the glassine. So let me fix that. Let me put a different one in there. Okay. And so again, each journal has this little glassine pack of exactly the same things as far as the Keto sticky notes and the little stickers. And the only thing, they also get those little pages from the ephemera booklet, but they're just different pages, right? Different flowers, because none of the pages are the same. And what was I gonna say? Oh, so those little stickers with the sakura, they were in a package, 45 of them, and it's really cute packaging, and I wish I had the thing here, but I don't. But it was $8.99 regular for a package of those over at Ben Franklin, House Mart Ben Franklin, which is basically our Hobby Lobby here in Hawaii. And so quite expensive, but they were on clearance, so I got each pack for $1. So love. Okay, and so this is how all the pages look. Let's go out a little here. So there's a tea-dyed sheet, and then you have a map page. And this is from a kanji practice book. I took Japanese in college, and so I have my books left over. And this page is from a book called Poems to Grow By. And I'm gonna leave a little information in the description box about this book, because it was really interesting when I was researching it, about the author, and that these words that you see, and this is purposefully this way because the title of the poem is Swing Song. And so it looks like, when you see the other part of it, it looks like a swing, or swing motion. And basically he's not writing from the adult's point of view. It's more just like the observations a kid would have. And of course he had to have remembered that from when he was young, but a lot of great poems in here. I just thought it was so cute how that's so true about the way kids observe as opposed to the way we think kids observe, right, as adults. So we have to remember what it was like for us when we would see things for the first time and describe them. But that's where that came from, that book. And each journal has a different page of that book in here. And then this is from a media, this is media paper. So it can be watercolored on, painted on with like acrylic paint, markers, crayons, whatever. So there's that page. And then this is from a Japanese workbook, not mine. This is I think I want to say it was from the 40s or the 50s. And I found a bunch of booklets over in a Salvation Army thrift store. And so I took that apart to be able to use in journals. And I think that's a pretty cool paper background to journal on. And then graph paper, because, who doesn't want graph paper in their journal to write on? At least, you got lines and things like that. I'm a crooked writer, and so lines help. And then every journal is gonna has a music page in it. And this one happens to be The Windows of the World. And I want to say I got this out of, let me see if it's on here. I want to say it was from like, gosh, not Motown, but anyway, I'm going to have to look at the book. And this is, so each journal again has a music page in there. And then you see I paper clipped with a gold paper clip because, you know, I thought that was cute. This little paper coaster. And I found like packs of these, a lot. So they were in a grab bag that they have at Savers, you know, where they put a few different things. They staple it up and they give it to you for one price. So there was a bunch of packets of these. I think there were 12 in each packet. And then invitations that have the same design. So this is Mopsy, Holly Hobby character from the 70s. And I just thought that was so cute. And I recently, because of this paper coaster, I was researching it. I don't know why I'm doing so much research on my junk journal stuff. But anyways, I did because, you know, I want to know where things come from. And so I learned that that was a character in the Holly Hobby universe at the time and in the 70s. And there were some plates, plates that were made, what do they call them? Help me. Why is it always when we're recording then like words escape? But basically I bought 3 plates off of eBay that have the Mopsy girl on there and with these cute sayings, and they're just for display purposes only, or at least that's what I'm going to use them for. And I've been slowly finding them at good prices, and so I have 3 now. I found this, I want to say at the beginning of the summer, and so of this year. And so I slowly have been trying to find different things about Mopsy because I thought she's so cute. Anyway, so I tucked that into here, and again, it's a paper coaster. So they have, you know, what is this? It's, I guess, plastic, so it's not gonna get wet. We'll see. I'm gonna have to test that out. And then middle of the signature here. Oh, sugar snacks. Yeah. Anyway, not sure what happened there. Wow, and that had to happen on camera, right? Anyways. I will see if I can, I mean, it's not sticking up. I guess it was just rough. How many times have I flipped through this since I made it? Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about it. This is the other side of the graph paper. Oh yeah, look, how come it's doing that now? You guys. Anyways, okay, we're gonna just quickly flip through it because now I'm frustrated. But this is the other side of the workbook. And it has this picture of, looks like they're on a boat. This kid's reading, this one's eating. Anyway, they are on a boat, probably going on a little trip there. And then I stuck this on the other side of the media page because I know it's pretty sturdy, but it's just a book page pocket. And then I did a little stamping on there, and I got, it's not vintage. I found this at Walmart, this guest check. And so I just tucked it in there, put a little sticker from my sticker, what's it called, that sticker book, the antique one. Again, words are failing, but yeah, anyways, things that I use, I will put a link to it in my description box, so if you were interested, because these stickers in this book are so cute. Anyway, so there's that, and then this is the other page of that poem, so you can see it's kind of got that swinging motion. It's what's called the swing song. And then this is the other side of the kanji practice sheet, other side of the map, and the other side of the coffee dyed page. So there, I guess it's so weird. I guess I didn't get it right in the middle. And then in this pocket, we have, this is I want to say a tag of some kind because there's a little hole in there. But it's in the shape of a cherry blossom or sakura. And I thought that was cute to tuck in here because, you know, I had already given some sakura stickers. And then my daughter gifted me this really pretty Japanese stationery that she found. And I wanted to share that because it's so pretty. And again, try not to hold on to it. I did use some of it already. I wrote a letter. And so I feel good about, you know, putting the rest in these junk journals because other people will appreciate it too. And then again with the pocket and this hummingbird, so pretty. But basically that's it. That's how this journal is set up. And I had a lot of fun again doing that. So let's close this up so I can open up the other ones for you, just so you can get an idea of all the pretty papers. And tying bows is so interesting because this ribbon for sure, some ribbons are easier to work with than others, right? I'm not gonna, I promise I'm not gonna tie all the bows on camera, or maybe I will, I don't know, so that people can comment and tell me what I'm doing wrong sometimes, you know. But it's always interesting because you get a different look every time. At least I do every time I tie it. So that is that. And then let's look at this next one. I really like this one too, as far as the, you know, the pattern of it. So this one has a white ribbon, and again, same on both sides with the paper. Oh, and this is upside down. So when I open it up, let's straighten out these ribbons. This I got in Happy Meal too, and that's in another video. But look at this pretty fairy paper. Oh my gosh, it's gold fairy paper. It's just so pretty. I went with the gold because of all the gold foil on this page, or on that paper. And then again, it's set up the same way, so I'm not going to flip through the book, but this paper, I did a little different here. So instead of using, well, this paper is different, but I used, again, the outside flap, I used as the pocket, same. And then again, you know, with the same things, and I promised I wasn't going to do flip through, so I'm going to stick those back in. And I used some matte paper back here, same paper on the pockets here, same glassine here, and then, you know, just this pretty paper that's showing, you know, Bridgewater Bay. Don't know. What does this one say? Oh, it says Bath, so that's got to be England, right? So anyway, that's the papers I used in this one. And and this is just sort of more of a plain one, just to kind of pull everything in together. So that is that one, and we will open this up so we can tuck that in. And as you can see, there is a lot of space for the recipient to create their own thing. I didn't give too much ephemera or anything like that because I, again, didn't really know the personalities, and I thought if anything they can just paste in their own things, as I mentioned, from their senior year. Ticket stubs, movies they watch, things like that. And then this one, of course, is so precious. So this is fairy paper, front and center. Purple is my daughter's favorite color, so I made sure to save her some purple ribbon and purple paper. I'm always thinking of her when I see purple paper. And then, whoops, and then on the inside you've got this other fairy paper that's kind of, it was from the same paper pack, so it better coordinate. But anyway, sometimes, you know, you look at it and you gotta do a quick flip back, like, does it? Anyway, so that's the pretty fairy paper here. And then I'm gonna get closer here for this one. So I used some butterfly paper because of the butterflies on this. So I was able to incorporate some butterfly paper. And then I used the same paper from the flap to make these pockets. Same thing with the tucks. And then same on this side. And then the back was just plain lavender paper. And then I used the same paper from the covers on the pockets again. But yes, just, oh, you can't even see that. I'm so sorry. Let's go back out. But everything else the same. And this looks like I got it more on the center line here. So the turning is better, you know. Interesting. Oh, and the only what is different too is, of course, these pictures on the Japanese workbook pages. And then the poem is different. So you've got, this one is stars. Wondering. And then you've got the guest check is different. It's got, you know, a different sticker, but book page. This was something I've never done before. So this was, I was just playing around. I ripped the edge here, stamped it, glued it in, and now it's a little ephemera pocket. So I'm just trying to play around, you know, with different things. So that's this one, the Purple Fairy book. And I am gonna tie these on camera. I always think it's interesting when I watch people tie like ribbons or even before with shoelaces. And I swear I was tying mine wrong, but it seemed to work. The bunny ears and all that. But anyway, that's that one. And last but not least, we've got this this one with the vintagey flower looking paper, which I also love. I mean, I love all these papers. And again, I didn't mention this before, but I did tuck the ribbon under the paper, which is why it's just part of the, it's just part of it. Oops, upside down here. So look at this foil paper that goes, I mean, it goes. It's got a little bit of a pink gold tint to it, but then, you know, at certain angles, and again, it's the light, then it's just like a white background with gold. Anyway, I don't know if it's because of these ribbons that are coming into play there. But then you've got this paper, so cute, sort of. Now this one's a little bit more girly, right? Because you've got the fan and the perfume bottle here, feather and gloves, mirror, bow. So there is that. And then the back of the paper here, it's just more of like an ombre pink, you know. So did that. And then again, different sticker on the guest check. The picture, the page from the workbook is going to be different poem. Let's see. Where is, ta-da-da. Oh, I guess I did it on this side. The poem, Child's Grace. And this is the picture on that Japanese workbook page. But yeah, so that is it. And again, I was trying to match the washi tape on the glassine package with the color scheme of each journal. So that is how that worked out. But let's go ahead and tie this last one on my recording so I can be consistent. But basically, that is what I was able to create on, I wouldn't say it was short notice, because this was it's a fast journal. It's just that, and I know everyone, every creator is like me. You just get, like, you start doing something like, oh no, I don't like the way that looks. And so the perfectionism comes out, and then that's kind of what makes things take longer for us. And so anyway, I am going to send these out to my sister, and so she will have them hopefully on time. And that is what I wanted to share with you today. So again, I did follow a tutorial from Lene Creates, and I will link her YouTube channel in my description box below. And thank you for hanging in there with me. Mahalo, aloha, and ahui ho.